hello. There's a interesting situation where there has been a significant history of reviews which make the situation that I'm in very undiagnosable. So if I think about the situation where things aren't very considerably effortful, maybe I can look at some of the objectives. See, they have a very continuous diagrammatic method. Some researchers of the abdomen. The abdomen is seen as a very key part of the body, but this is sometimes erroneous. If I can consider some of the things that are involved in the movement of the abdomen, they will still show very digital diagrammatic sequences of their activity. So if I try to think about how this may affect people, this may make them avoid eating solid foods, fluids, pills, and every other type of consumption. So my understanding of consumption is that this situation has made it very difficult for other people to consume. If I think about how the brain makes people understand consumption, is that the globus pharyngeus idea makes them get a lot of ideas which have that thing to stimulate a idea of the situation they're in. Necessarily the behavioral therapy that they receive will have no effects on this, especially their neuromodulation. Necessarily this is because the whole situation's never covered in a permanent way by their activity. If I think about how the situation has occurred, the idea is that the situation is very insignificant to people. So I've previously gone through lots of situations where there's lots of leg movement but not significant. It is more of this situation of shaking that is emphasized in the globus hystericus, globus pharyngeus thing. So if we refer to it as leg movement providence, the idea of the legs moving constantly is something that is on our thoughts all the time. Our heart rate may rise due to leg movement, but this can be seen as activity in the leg due to the picking up of the bacteria in the foot, due to the socks of walking on the ground. This could make lots of different situations where there are lots of what it seems that they call micro arousal. So this arousal then can be seen to not even be coming from the feet. Obviously we can go back to the brain or some outside situation and go back to the erroneous idea of globus pharyngeus. What some people seem to believe is that the term has no historical significance, as if there were no necks in the ancient times or at the origin of humanity. So if we try to consider the significance of the thing where people are considering the necks of people, we might feel like that is a very modern idea. So the idea is that the significance is not very relevant. If we consider how people believe researchers these days are very involved in using specific words, we can look at how the situation hasn't really developed from a specific cause in which there has been one realm or one community of researchers dictating a differential or indifferent situation for a community of people where the people were doing a lot of things to understand what they were doing. So the idea of where people aren't very considerate, the situation seems to be that anticipatory anxiety or worry when thinking about swallowing relates to the ideas of the arousal. So if we go back to, let's say, media, or we can call healthcare, the idea about what I just previously mentioned seems to involve lots of situations where the idea was ignored for, let's say, every significant term. So if every person's existence has an authority that they favor, the idea would be there would be an avoidance behavior. Let's say several attempts represent this idea. So this idea of making several attempts to appreciate your situation for the globus sensation could simply be put as how you want people to have them walk around and stuff, consuming media and things that aren't relevant to them. So the idea where the situation is doing lots of things to people, it seems like the situation would elevate and manage from what they call the pharynx. So if we obviously go back to the neck, it seems like there were poor definitions in what was happening. We can refer to the significance of the colloquialism of voice box as airway causes. The airway causes necessarily go all throughout the body and are predicted as only occurring in the blood as oxygen. And the oxygen is considered as containing a special chemical, SP, and having a special binary digital function, AP, AK. So the significance of these sorts of things seem to reflect the pulsation and the constant, let's say, non-measurement of the situation. So the idea is that over an amount of time, people were able to research and provide information about these sensations or these instances of body movement, these widely represented ideas of body movement. which significantly are very inconsiderable in light of the chemical foundation in the modern day.
Get attribute
So
get
the idea
state
is that they have an IN factor. You
GT
can call it
hash init init subclass
insubstantial
underscore
negotiation.
underscore
The
underscore
feeling of
underscore
the
LT
situation where people
underscore
will
underscore module
do it a
underscore
situation where
name
they have a whole
underscore
significant understanding
any
of the situation where
new
people were done very
crew name
unfairly because of their
reduce
situation. So the
reduce x
so the whole situation would be that the understanding is
self
developed over a certain time
set at
where the people were considering even the
size of
temporal variable as significant. If we look at how that may occur all throughout human history,
subclass hook
the situation would be done very
text signature
unfairly to the extent where you could predict at the beginning of time that even the body parts wouldn't be considered by a few individuals as the idea that people want. So if I think back to my life where there was a significant difference, where there was a
ick format
a predictive idea
GE
that I never saw and would never
get
be.
attribute
The sensation is
get state
somewhat a movement that seems
GT
to trouble the ideas of the symbolic nature, which was
init
very unpredictable to them. So if I
subclass
tried to think back to whoever this character would be, it would be very cool to make a interesting analysis of how their disposition disposition was exposed.
name any
The idea where
new crew name
the things were very unfair
reduce
to them because they predicted it as
reduce
significantly boring and made a structure of themselves in order to sustain that.
self set size of st subclass.
So the whole situation seems to be that there was an understanding where they had a community that gave them the opportunity to send out shades of occurrences that could not foreshadow them.
The latter doc
And the idea was that there was too much
format
flesh matched out and
ge
sent out to strange individuals.
get attribute get state gt hash init init subclass lt module
Globus for Endless
name
as the body of failed, let's say, civilizations or communities collectively at the disposal of Globus.
Quill name reduce reduce x repair self setatter size of st subclass hook text signature bool class the latter dir doc ic format ge get attribute get state
it must mean that there was a limited idea of names then.
Underscore set at underscore size of underscore st underscore subclass underscore class underscore format underscore ge underscore get attribute underscore get state underscore